Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Reppin the Wood Podcast, your host for everything Westwood Athletics. Today, we are not focusing on athletics, and we have Reece Torres of WNN. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
So, being on WNN must be a hard job. How is it being on WNN?
It's an experience. It's
you scoot closer to the mic.
No, is that good?
Yeah.
It's a challenging thing if you don't have social. I like to call it the social meter. Meters like where how social you are, how long you put your face on, like a camera and let it be shown to people. If you don't have it like high enough, like you don't mind being filmed, it's pretty hard. But I've done it for like 4 years now, so being on camera doesn't really bother me that much as it once in my freshman year.
So, being on it for 4 years, you're a senior. What are your plans for after high school going in film?
So far, I was admitted to ASU, so I'm very proud of that. However, ASU is very expensive, unfortunately. So I'll be doing the plan right now is to do a 2 year in Scottsdale and then transfer to ASU. Scottsdale, although a community college, has a really good film program. And when I go to ASU, I plan to attend the big center.
Why did you join WNN?
So, well, I didn't mean to join WNN. When I first joined video, I didn't know that there was WNN. I just said, I want to do film now. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to get my education in, and I'll see where I go from there. And I was into video production, and Mr. Ross said, "Oh yeah, I do the WNN, so I'll have you guys do it sometimes." And I had a really good group of friends. I did a few like odd jobs for WNN. I did news announcements. I think my most the one I'm proud of is it was a prom like announcement, like, hey, like prom is this day. Also, don't be a dum-dum and crash your car, because they had a wrecked car on campus to show students like why drinking and driving is bad.
Yeah.
And so I used it as like a little like, hey, reminder, be careful coming home because something bad could happen to you. And that was the one I was most proud of, and that's why I started liking to film and edit stuff.
Yeah, I had a similar experience with the yearbook where I came in halfway through the year, was like, hey, how do you take photos? How do you get photos on the board? And Mr. Ross was like, that's what yearbook, go talk to your counselor, tell her I gave you the approval and join yearbook. And now I'm editor-in-chief, host of the Reppin the Wood Podcast.
That's amazing, by the way. I want to give a good clap. That is amazing. It takes a lot of effort to get that far.
Yeah, thank you. What's the hardest difference from being a normal crew member to being a director of WNN?
You have to plan things out. You have to make episodes. You have to see who fits in what segment. You have to kind of be a critic, and I have a hard time criticizing people. I like to see the good and like the potential in everyone. So I have a hard time, criticizing. And you can't, for a director, if you want to make a really good episode, you have to criticize. You have to find out what works and what doesn't work, and not just the planning. Really, the planning is a big pain, but it's worth it in the long run.
And this is a sports-focused podcast. How do you feel our spring sports are going to do? We got baseball, softball, tennis, boys volleyball, girls beach volleyball, and cross country. How do you think, or I think it's track and field, how do you think our teams are going to do come spring?
I think they're going to do pretty good, but I think what really makes people go hype for these events and what makes people want to join them is seeing them on the news, seeing the coverage, and sometimes people don't go to the game, so they can't really see like how it performs. Like, so I like seeing something can like really inspire you. So I think my focus this spring is to get WN to cover more sports, so like volleyball, baseball, like all the other stuff that we don't like cover a lot. We usually cover like football. So my goal for this spring sports is to cover more of them. So I want to get more people to see them, and I think if we cover more of them, then we should have a pretty good year.
And speaking of sports, this Friday, come out, support your Westwood boys baseball in a scrimmage. And then our first game will be home. Our first home game will be on the 27th. Come out, support your boys baseball team. They would really appreciate it. I'm not sure when all the other sports start, but I am sure for baseball. So come out, support your guys. Have you ever played any sports?
Okay, so I was hoping you'd ask that question. So I used to play baseball, golf, and basketball, but I want to focus on the baseball one. Baseball, it's just been a part of my family. That's what I'm most hyped to cover about. I would love to cover a baseball game for Westwood. My family comes it's a baseball family. My family's a baseball family. My Theo, he's the manager for the Angels. He was for the A's a while ago. He played for the Seattle Mariners for a brief time, but he had an arm injury. And my great grandfather, he coached a baseball team. That's why in my family the number 14 is a lucky number. Mm-hmm. My brother, he was supposed to go to Westwood, but he went to Highland because like we had like some family over there, so it was easier to like get into like a game. Mm-hmm. So he's currently he's playing soon. So I'm very hyped to cover. It'd be fun if we had a Highland versus Westwood game. It'd be very funny. Have family versus my family, the Wood family versus, my actual family.
Yeah, that's a very powerful family in baseball.
Thank you.
What are your guys' favorite teams when it comes to baseball?
I would say the Oakland A's because like my team has a lot of there's a lot of history there. Like the Cubs is a good one. I like the Angels personally. I love it when Ohtani was on there, but he's not there anymore. So right now I'm just sad.
And how do you feel about the Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas situation?
I actually don't know about that situation.
So the Oakland Athletics are relocating to Las Vegas, but the ballpark isn't ready, so they're playing in Sacramento in a minor league ballpark for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, because we have one in Mesa, right? So I'm at the cemetery.
I
know it's like an Oakland A's stadium. That's where my they used to work. Actually, it was by the cemetery. I did not know that.
Yeah, but they're going to be playing in Sacramento, California, not Mesa, Arizona.
I'm pretty sad about that. It was in a really good part of the city. I would hate to lose that area to Sacramento.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. And
it's my pleasure.
You're the director of WNN, so I hope you would know the WNN outro.
Yes, of course I do. I'm the director of WNN. I'm the film president, and I'm the president of the tabletop club. So if you ever just want to play some tabletop games, come over.
All right. Let's hit the WNN outro.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Fear the spear! Thank you for having me.